Greetings, citizens of the Imperium, citizens of the Inner Sphere. Welcome to Let's Paint. I'm your host, Trooper6, and today we have a Night Lord. Now, this isn't just any Night Lord. This is more or less your run-of-the-mill Night Lord, but he is made out of a slight kit bash project. But he is based on the Red Corsairs, one of their bodies. Because in my humble opinion, the Night Lords were best when they were nothing but Renegades. So let's start off with some matte white and kick this pig. You guys are going to hear just a little bit of some snifflage today, unfortunately, for those who do not like the sound of... Past few days, my kids have been real snotty. No fevers. Well, I mean, the slight one here and there. But, yeah. Yeah. Well, they passed it on to me. So I'm glad I got to go to the skate park when I did. I was going to take them on Saturday. Hopefully they'd be a little better by then. If not, then obviously I wouldn't take them to something like that. But, yeah. Yeah, they got old Dad. They didn't get me sick, per se, but, man, for the past, 30 minutes, my nose has been non-stop dripping. And it's driving me bonkers. Oh, it's driving me absolutely nuts because I can't stand when that is happening. So... if I sound a little off tonight, now you'll know why. It's because Daddy's just a little bit under the weather. I'm all right though. I will be all right. This model is a bit of a, like I said, a kit bash. Excuse me. Sorry. Alright, so, like I was trying to say, it's a bit of a kit bash of Red Corsairs. And of course, you see there is a Night Lord shoulder. On the other... Where is it? On the other arm, there is a Black Legion shoulder with a Black Legion chainsword. Instead of having the hand that's kind of out like that, I decided to go with a sword drawn instead of having the sword sheathed on his side right here. Because I just didn't care to have that. My model. I'll do what I want. So we're hoping that this turns out well with that. I think it will. Not exactly to toot my own horn, but I'm usually not really wrong when it comes to that kind of stuff. I don't know if you guys could hear that, but of course I have the baby monitor and my kids are coughing in their sleep. Like typical kids, they'll be coughing throughout the day, but you wouldn't know. You wouldn't know anything was wrong with them. Because they don't slow down for shit. Like hell, today she had gymnastics and she didn't cough once. And I know even some people might be like, dude, if she's not healthy, you can't just bring her around other kids. Yeah. But she's not really contagious, says the guy who is currently with the drippy nose. I'm aware. I don't know. Calculated risk. We're fine. Plus, we all have those people out there that we just don't like. And the other parents for the gymnastics class, the kids aside, yeah, fuck those people. No, you ever hear other people talk? Obviously, they all know each other, but you're just like, Yeah, not in a million years could we ever really hold any kind of conversation. Like, we're absolutely those people that are sitting there having to hear them talk, but never being included into the conversation, no matter what. Which is fine, because honestly, me and my friends, we would be doing the same. We'll be talking. We'll have full-blown, awesome, intellectual, or even dumbass conversations. We ain't gonna fucking include you. You would do better not to interrupt us. In all honesty, you would do better not to interrupt. That ain't your conversation. We ain't your friend. If you looking for a friend, man, go put on Barney. Holy shit. Go find somewhere else. If we want you as a friend, you'll know. I don't know. This is also coming from like pretty. We're social enough. I don't know. It's you just know when you're out and you're around people, you know who it is that you would fuck with. You just know. And these people we would not. So if they got sick, I really couldn't care less. Fuck them. Fuck them. Right? Fuck them. They're kids. Anybody who says, oh, well, I don't hate any kids. Yeah, whatever, man. If you don't like the people, you most likely hate the kids too. And there's nothing wrong with admitting things like that. I wish more people would. So instead of getting more off topic, we're going to look into what color we're going to use. Now, of course, we're doing Night Lords, right? So you very much should use Night Lord Blue. We are going to do an experiment tonight of Leviathan Blue, whatever. It's a nice deep... It's a deep blue. It's almost like a royal blue. So we're going to use that. Good Lord. So the reason we're going to use that is because of the slap chop technique. Now, all you would really need to do is like grab some painting medium, thin out your paints, and use that for your like Night Lord Blue and whatnot, and you'll be just fine. Like I said, we're trying a bit of an experiment here. We're going to see how this looks, because we're going for, I guess, a quote-unquote different look when it comes to the Night Lords. Because I love Night Lords. I would damn near say that they are my favorite Chaos faction. Which I have been asked that before for the Q&A video that I did. Who was my Chaos faction? And I want to say that I was leaning toward Night Lords. I hope, because honestly, the Night Lords are just that cool. I've loved them since I got into 40K. And I will always stand by the fact that I believe that they are renegades, first and foremost, and they are not a Chaos faction. You have Chaos followers in their ranks, of course. That goes without saying. You're gonna run into that anywhere. But as a whole, I will always see them as renegades. Just like the Iron Warriors. I've always seen them as renegades. I never saw them falling into Chaos. It never made sense to me that Perturabo would ever become a demon prince. I mean, did he not dip out of Terra after witnessing what the hell came of his brothers when he was just looking at him and he's like, I'm sorry, you're fucking what now? Like, Fulgrim is a what? Angron is a what? Alright, later. Like, he had no interest in Chaos as far as I could tell. He had no interest in chaos. He just wanted to fuck up Terra. And he wanted to take out Dorn. He wanted to take out the Emperor. That's a renegade to me. Now, if I'm missing something, by all means, you guys can point that out. If I'm just flat out wrong, that's fine. You guys can point that out too. All in all, don't matter to me. Because that is how I feel about them. So I've always preferred the fact that these guys should be renegades. So we're doing that kind of theme, which does, in my opinion, affect the paint scheme. Not so much in the choice of blue. You should, like I said, you should go with the Night Lord blue, but we are trying the experiment here. However, it's the Chaos trim that I would say where it should take effect for your color choices. So in my opinion, pre-heresy and therefore renegade coloring would have silver or gunmetal trim, something like that. Where if you're going with pure chaos, it's going to be that copper or that, bronze. Oh, man. I'm sorry, guys. I'm really mad that this had to happen, tonight. Because it didn't start until today. Like, Jesus, man. I took my daughter to the doctor's this morning. Because this is Thursday, right? Yeah. I took my daughter to the doctor this morning. And then afterwards, I was just like, hey, yo, you have gymnastics later. What do you say we go hit the skate park? And both my kids were like, yeah. So I was like, all right, let's go. Impromptu skate session. So we even went to the skate park. Everything was fine. Both of them were a little bit coffee. Coffee. But, yeah, I don't know. I'm not surprised that I'd be a little drippy right now because, they're kids. And they cough in your fucking face because, fuck you. That's just what kids do. Anyway, what I was saying about the Night Lords and their color scheme is that that's what we're going to be doing today, is going with that silver trim work. Because, honestly, it's my favorite. It gives them a nice cold look. I've never been a fan of the blue and gold paint scheme, so we are not going to be doing a blue and gold paint scheme. Now, I say blue and gold loosely. Of course, I do mean, that Night Lord blue and bronze. Because obviously they're not wearing gold. I mean, you really could do gold. Especially if you were doing like a Slaanesh enhanced faction. Which I do love my Slaanesh Night Lords. And yeah, I do say my Slaanesh Night Lords because I don't really see other people trying to do Slaaneshi Night Lords. I just don't ever see it. And if I'm wrong, good. I'm glad to be wrong there. I hope other people are doing Slaanesh Night Lords because they deserve it. Slaanesh Night Lords are terrifying. I even have some Khorne Night Lords. Well, I only have one. The Night Butcher. A project that I did season 1, I want to say. I even had a Night Butcher 2.0. And I'd been considering doing a Night Butcher 3.0. Where he's just like, fully fucking corrupted. But we haven't gotten there yet, so it's not that big of a deal. Alright. But yeah. My wife was telling me in the Night Lord books that there are 2 Night Lords. One is Slaanesh enhanced or aligned. And one is Khorne aligned. And I was like, see? I'm not fucking stupid, and people can shut the fuck up, because I did receive some level of shit for having a Khorne a corn-aligned Night Lord. They were like, dude, that's kind of fucking dumb. And I was like, excuse you? Your face is kind of fucking dumb. Which is not a lame comeback, because it actually is kind of fucking dumb of your face. But still. I was like, dude, what the fuck is so dumb about it? He's like, that's just not what they do. I'm like, okay. It's not what most of them do. As a collective, it's not what they do. But I think I can have my fucking Night Lords do anything I goddamn want. I mean, hell, dude. I was like, hey, remember, I also have a Slaneshi World Eater. And he was like, see, that makes even less sense. I'm like, because you want to go purist on me. As much as I also want to keep things pure, like, their things are set for a reason and shit like that. Like, no. You can have some fun. You can play around with it. I mean, for Christ's sake, man, I have a Night Lord, not a Night Lord, I have a Slaneshi Blood Angel. Because if any of them fell to Chaos, duh, Korn is going to be one of them, but why not a Slanesh? That's just, that's sickening. To make things even more interesting, we are drinking like a clanner today. So a cheers to all of you asshats out there that are doing that. Whew! My goodness. All right. Let's get... Oh, fuck. Before we move on, let's get that blue back out. Top off that shield that's on his chest. I had such a hard time deciding what I was going to do with him. And I only put this model together just like 2 days ago. Something like that, yeah. Just like 2 days ago. Didn't really have much of an idea of what to do next, but I know I promised you guys that I was going to do 40K. So I was like, I don't know what to do. And then it just hit me. I was like, hey, yeah, you know what? Fuck it. We'll do Night Lords. I haven't done Night Lords in a while. Just me personally. And as I was bringing up my Slaneshi Night Lords, you know what I have totally, not exactly abandoned, but I haven't touched my Slaneshi Night Lords in quite a while. I finished 1 or 2. Yeah, I finished 2. And I haven't done the rest. So that's on me. I need to do the rest. You know, it's just the 10-man squad. The Tormentors, I think. And I kind of fucked up. I know they have to be either melee or ranged, and that depends on what they are. That will change what they are. They're either Tormentors or something. I don't fucking know anymore. But I was like, yeah. And then I forgot what I was doing. Because the one that I did for the show is melee. And then the next one I did, which was supposed to be for that damn squad, is, excuse me, has a bolter. And I was like, right. Dumbass. So that's my fault. I forgot. I flat out forgot. It don't matter. I flat out forgot. But it's okay. It is okay. We're allowed to forget. People forget that a lot too. That you are allowed to forget about things. It happens. Like they don't forget. Shut up. Get out of here. If you're confused at what I'm talking about, maybe you don't forget things. But if you know what I mean, you know what I mean. God damn, dude. We've run out of tissues. No, we haven't. All right. We have not run out of tissues over here. That's good. Okay, now that the snake bite leather is done, you know what we're going to do? We're going to be weird. Yeah. We're going to be a little weird. We haven't broken this one out for a while. We're going to grab Doomfire Magenta. So, well, as the name suggests, it's magenta. We are going to use that for the knee. Instead of a nice red, we're going to use that off magenta, give a different look. I want to say we'll use it for the wings, but we won't. For the wings, I do want to use something just a little bit brighter, give it some more life. Oh, excuse me. So we're going to get out Bowel Red just to make it stand out. Just to make those wings stand out. Man, I forgot to point out at the beginning of the video that I did feel bad for posting so much skateboarding stuff to my YouTube channel, that I went ahead and just did the only logical thing I could do, and I began another YouTube channel. Hey, Mr. Fly. Didn't know you were in here. That sucks. So yeah, for those that were curious, I did start a new YouTube channel. It is called Carver Rides Again. So if you're interested in keeping up with some skating, go ahead over there. I only have 3 subscribers. Technically, I only have 2 subscribers because I'm one of them. Of course I'm one of them. Why wouldn't I be, right? Right. I had to get the ball rolling. I really did. But how about we jump ship again to some Gulliman Flesh Shade. We are going to use this for the cape and for his, I don't know, tabard, loincloth, crotch cover, whatever you want to call it. Like, I wish I was a little more heavy with the white when it came to the slap chop of this when I was dry brushing, but it's okay. It doesn't have to be that bright. We'll try to let the flesh coloring soak it up, stain it, because I don't want it to be the same as the leather. Because, you know, Night Lords are very well known, even for pre-heresy, to use bits of flesh and bone to decorate. Because they were all about fear tactics, and they just did not care. They did not care. And then, of course, anybody who would act surprised that they would fall, my God, you were living under a rock made of human skulls. Like, I can't believe these guys would fall like that. Really? Really? Some of the most bloody and savage ones out there. The most demented, I would say. I would dare say. Some of the most demented people. Really? You're surprised they fell? Because I still don't believe that they fell to chaos. But really? They became the bad guy and you're shocked? You're crazy. Good Lord. Ugh. I feel like I should have a Krillin owned counter for how many times I'm blowing my nose in this episode. But I also don't want to... I don't even want to know. Then I just thought, what if there was some crazy asshole out there who actually decided to keep track of that? If so, by all means, you can let me know just how many times I blew my nose or even sniffled. And I will be grateful yet disgusted. And I will let you know that you, sir, are an interesting person. Dedicated. And even slightly gross. Or maybe petty. maybe they're just petty, and they're like, I can't believe you would do that, because I did have, what was it? I think it was last season. Somebody comment. They were like, dude, for the love of God, I like your videos, but dude, blow your fucking nose or something, because they were tired of hearing me sniff. And I was aware but not aware that I was doing it, where I'm talking and then all of a sudden something like that. I was like, yeah, so I have always had a little bit of sinus issues all my life. But I think it was a way for me to get like a quick breath of air while I'm talking. And I just I never exactly picked up on it because it was just so automatic. And it's just me, taking in that quick breath. Because, it was my body's natural reaction or natural counter to try to breathe while I'm doing this goddamn show, Because as I've said before, and even I've heard other people talk about it, like Game Grumps and stuff, that, doing something like this kind of is an acquired skill. And I don't like calling it a skill per se. But, I don't feel like anybody could just... Before I even finish that thought, I don't even like that. Like, no, not anybody can do this. I mean, I guess not just anybody could do it. Because I'm sure there'd be people out there that are like, dude, I tried and I just can't do it. Like, I would have to, there's a way around it. If you can't do the multitasking, then of course you could just do a voiceover. And then of course when you do the voiceover, especially for something like this specifically, I feel like the voiceover would just be you talking about nothing but your approach and everything like that. Which of course ain't nothing wrong. Ain't nothing wrong with that. All right. Gunmetal time. It is gunmetal time. So now that we have the gunmetal out, I'm like also hoping that I didn't just skip a step. I'm like, am I just maybe delirious and not realizing? Because I'm also very tired. I am very tired again. It happens. As a parent, of course you're tired, but that's what I get for going to the skate park today. And I honestly, we were only there for like an hour, which is nothing. That is nothing. And we went to the other park, the one that I don't like going to, mainly because I wasn't sure if our local bum was going to be back at the park that we do like going to, because motherfucker started up again last time we were all there on Tuesday. That was goddamn infuriating. I did end up calling the police this time. Well, I mean, one of the first times I had an interaction with him, I called the police. But I called the police this time because he was starting his bullshit again. He was getting a little aggressive. He started making some gestures toward all of us. Started barking. But the second he directed it at the children, that's where I drew the line. And I was like, all right, don't give a fuck. I'm calling. And everyone was like, dude, he hasn't necessarily done anything yet. And I was like, I don't care. I don't fucking care. He's directed it at the children now. His excuse later, as I heard from my nephew, was he hates having to skate through people. Apparently, people were in his way. And I'm like, it's a fucking public skate park, you goddamn insane fuck. I'm sorry, I have no sympathy for this dude. I have no fucking sympathy. I don't care if he's mentally ill, which I'm 99% sure that he is. Which is a goddamn shame, because a lot of people are only mentally ill because they can't afford to get the help. And go figure, he's homeless, so of course he can't afford to get the help. But no, you're taking it out on children. Children as young as 3. You can go fuck yourself. I don't give a shit. No excuse is good enough. You know, what if the worst were to happen? I am not going to give a shit if he's mentally ill. I really don't care. I have no sympathy for that, and I have no tolerance for it either. As me and the other parents have said, if it was just us, we'd either deal with it or just fucking handle it. But the children are there. We have to be parents. We have to take that shit seriously because we don't know what this fuck is going to do. Because he's already tried some shit with us before. And then when we brought up the kids, our own kids, he said we were weird. Because we brought kids into this. And he tried shoving out the P word for that. And we were like, are you fucking insane? That's where it hit me. I was like, oh, okay, you are insane. Well, that and, you know, when you're screaming at the top of your lungs about some bullshit. It just, I don't know. I'm sorry. I got wrapped up in venting about this asshat again. But he really does ruin the fucking vibe. He ruins everything for everyone. And they were like, I don't know why he does that. I'm like, well, that's honestly part of his tactic. If he just weirds you out, you will leave. And then he gets what he wants, which is the park to himself. And they were like, well, what do you suggest? Saying, fuck you. You don't get to be weird. You don't get to try to weird everyone out and be threatening, especially to the children, just so you could skate in some peace. Fuck you. And somebody was like, well, remind him of his skater etiquette. I'm like, the dude's homeless with mental issues. I don't think he gives a flying fuck about that. I don't think he cares, man. Because he was whispering under his breath that we were a bunch of fucking AC, basically calling us yuppies. And I was like, alright, dude. You're fucking mad at yourself. I got it. Okay? I gotcha. You're mad because you live in a tent and we have air conditioning. Fuck you. I don't care. Basically, that means, you know what I have that you don't? A reason to live. And I know, it's rough, it's harsh. It's harsh to say some shit like that, but again, you brought the children into this. You went after the kids, you started barking at the fucking children. Nope. So we called the police. Had them come out. Of course, he got on his bike and left. And we were like, yeah. And the others were so confused. They were like, why didn't they do anything about it? I'm like, they can't do anything about it until he does something in front of them. I'm like, but I will not hesitate to call again. I'm like, you guys stopped me from calling when I could. So I had to wait. And then when he made you all uncomfortable again, I went for it. Then you were thanking me. That was the funniest part, was that they were thanking me so much for calling the police after that. I was like, why is it that everybody will stand around going, God damn, what's up with that guy? Aw, man, he's just ruining it. Fucking do something, man. Do something. I called the fucking cops. What else do you want? If you don't like it, do something next time, man. Sorry, that one was bothering me. Rant over. Whew. Go figure, that whole time my nose really stopped. My nose was like, don't worry, I'm gonna let you get this out. And now it senses that we're back. And it's like, okay, we'll start up the pumps in a second. But we wanted to make sure that you got all that out of you. And I'm like, yeah. Yeah, I got it out. Fuckers. I just don't appreciate that. Me, the family, the friends, just trying to have some fucking fun, man. Just trying to skate in peace. I don't have to deal with this. I'm not going to sit here and deal with this and just go, well, I guess we can't skate today. He's here. Nope, fuck you. I know I said rant over. Fuck off. I'm hot and sweaty. I don't get any AC right now. Because we have a window unit in this room. I can't have any AC. This shit is too loud. It's too disturbing. I'll be having to yell. God, I couldn't imagine how irritated would people be with the AC going on in the background. Like, dude, we can't fucking hear you. Shut up. We're like, yeah, I know. Or we're trying to listen, but all we hear is like, yeah, yep. Like, how do you think we feel? We have to have the TV turned up like crazy just to hear anything. Which, of course, is only more overstimulating. Because, you know, we have to talk over the TV to hear each other. The children have no fucking volume control. It is what it is, though. And all of it is temporary. All of it is temporary, my friends. So we don't have to deal with it forever. But that should wrap us up. No. It should not wrap us up for that. I was going to say that will wrap us up for the gunmetal, for the silver, and it won't, because there's still plenty of more trim work to do. So we're gonna get that. I was gonna use 2 different silvers, but it'll be all right. Oh my god. I swiped the hell out of that leg. That's because of this damn brush, honestly. That and I wasn't paying attention. I'm not going to fully blame the brush. You also can't fully blame the brush when you're the jackass that refuses to get a different brush out. I'm using a very jacked up brush for this. But, you know, I've gotten very comfortable with it. It's just sometimes I forget how to use it. We're also struggle bussing due to nasal issues. We're also struggle bussing because it's hot. Tired. The fatigue has set in. Freshly irritated from that story. These are not the conditions you want to be painting in. This is where I've always told people that when they're making the jokes of, you know, you have the million voices going on and then they stop once you start painting. I'm like, yeah, that has honestly never been me. All the bullshit in my head does not stop just because I start painting. I don't know what level of ADHD you are, but I'm not the type that my brain will just turn off while I'm doing something like this. If anything, it kicks into overdrive, you know, like when you're sleeping or when you lay down to sleep, how your brain just goes into triple mode. I'm like, yeah. You know, you start remembering all the dumbest shit you ever did and said, arguments that you had, 15 years ago. They'll replay, telling you the shit you should have said, misremembering the shit that happened. All kinds of stuff, man. It's not fun. It's not really fun. This brush is not very fun, I'll tell you that. Am I even on camera? Jesus Christ. I'm sorry, guys. I was hanging out all the way over there. We're at 40 minutes now. Okay. Like I said, I got a little distracted. Huh. Just a little distracted. Woo! That'll wake you up. You know where you blow your nose enough you think you could fill a trash can? That's what we're feeling like now. Whew! That's exactly how we're feeling. I honestly wouldn't be surprised if I have a fever right now. Not even realizing it. I wouldn't be shocked. Because, of course, if the kids are fine, the next people to get sick usually get hit in, like, the harder way. So here I am, getting hit the harder way. Jesus! It couldn't have picked a worse time, man. Honestly. This was the one day I had to record. And this shit I don't know, it's like 10 o'clock. Or it was when I started this. This shit hit me at like 7. I looked at my wife and was like, this is bullshit. She was laughing. I was like, no, this is bullshit, man. Excuse me. God. She was like, how are you going to do this? I was like, I don't know, man. I don't know, but I do know that this is utter bullshit. It doesn't shock me. Like I said, you know, if you're going to get sick, of course it's going to happen when you least need it to. Right now we're taking some barbarian flesh. Something that I have not used in quite a while. And while the cape is still ever so slightly wet, we're going in and doing some edge highlighting. And I'm trying to bank on the cape being, like I said, just a little wet, that we're able to do just a little bit of a wet blend with it. It might work, it might not. It's also one of those things that you gotta be careful. Because if you just end up with a streak, it's probably gonna look a little dumb. So any of the streaks that you might end up with, you gotta make it look like that it's going with. It's tough to make it look like a fabric sometimes, I think. There are ways to do it. Everybody has tutorials out the ass for this stuff. I usually like to say that if you employ the old tried and true method of trial and error, that you'll find what works for you. Of course, that trial and error has to be conducted, so you're going to go through a few models. You'll be all right, though. If anything, you also be left with a nice visual representation of your skill through the mini trials of you building up the skill. Woohoo! Yeah, that just happened. For any of that heard that, what's up? Real moments for real people. I guess you just bring it out of me. I'd say that's one for the friend down under. That's right. I went there again, man. I wonder if he would watch any of the 40K stuff, or if he's just into the BattleTech. I don't know if I mentioned it to you guys. I did have somebody comment on one of my on one of they commented on the only BattleTech lore video that I have at the moment for the BattleTech Gothic stuff. And he said, "No thanks, not interested in 40K BattleTech." I was like, I do love when they go out of their way to say some shit like that. I'm like, okay. Did you watch the video? Did you listen to the lore? And it happened while we were playing Magic once, and I I mentioned it to the group, and they were like, well, I mean, yeah. And I was like, no. None of you get to just say, well, yeah. Like, you guys know what the fuck he's talking about. I'm like, do any of you know BattleTech? No. All right, then shut up. I was like, see? This is a prime example of people being fucking stupid. Like, well, y'all. Really? You're just going to agree with him, but you don't know anything about BattleTech? You're part of the problem. Like, thank you for proving my point. Just because it said Gothic in it. They were like, well, what? Doesn't it have demons? No! Oh. Well, yeah, what? That's about the only thing it could ever probably have in common with it. It's like, it has grimdark themes, but BattleTech kind of already has that. It's supposed to be a little bit dystopian. It's supposed to be a little bit fucking bleak. It's already there. You just don't think of it that way because big shiny robots. I'm like, it's already fucking there, dude. It's already there. Okay? That's just crazy to me. So I had a little laugh at that one. Because I was just like, wow. People go out of their way to say some shit and not even realize that they're being a little bit fucking retarded there. Just a little bit. Not a lot. Just a little bit. Everybody knows you don't go full retard. You ain't never go full retard. Everybody know that. Dude went full retard. It was impressive. I was thrown off by it, but I was like, I anticipated that somebody out there would do that. And I was like, honestly, if that's what you thought, also, why did you bother commenting? Like, if you wanted to make your statement, I guess, sure. There are people that, I don't know. It just confuses me sometimes. If you're not into it, then why are you commenting? Just to let people know that you're not into it? The biggest way to let me know that you weren't into it was to not participate. You know, if I don't like someone, I don't associate with them. I don't tell them that I'm not going to associate with them. I just don't associate with them. Now, if that were to be brought up to my face, been like, hey, what's up with you? I'll be like, I don't like you. That's when I tell them. But like I said, at the moment, I didn't get it. I just did not get it. Of course, there was a part that I forgot to paint on his hand. Let's see if the gunmetal is still wet. Yes. I forgot about the chaos trim that is on the arm here from the Black Legion. So that was so upsetting when it came to the Nemesis Claw, I believe is what the pack was. My wife got it. She built her Night Lords, and then she let me pilfer from the leftovers. So I was like, hey, do you have any Night Lord stuff? Because I would like something just a little more specific. So I grabbed one of the Night Lord head that she had. And the Night Lord head is from Etsy, and I don't know where. I don't think she wrote down where she got it from and all that fun stuff. So it's okay. But if you guys look on Etsy, I'm sure you're going to be able to find it. But yeah, man. It's just a bit flabbergasting. What's also flabbergasting is I'm kind of forgetting what the hell I was talking about. That's flabbergasting. Like, for real. Totally forgot what I was talking about. It happens. Moving on. What did we need to do? Right, we need some Black Templar. We got to fix the... This is the part of the model that bugs me. All right, so you realize here he has a bolter telescope. Scope, sorry. He has a bolter scope slung to his hip right here. That's just kind of hanging. And I'm like, dude, why? Because one of the options, like we see, does not even have a full bolter. The other two poses have a bolter. So that's fine. Why have that? So when it has this bolt pistol and a chainsword that's slung to his waist, it doesn't make any goddamn sense. That stuff bothers me usually. I'm like, that didn't line up. That didn't make any goddamn sense. But either way, for the edge highlighting of the blue, I think we're going to go with Thousand Suns, just to mix it up, instead of going with something like Electric or Void Shield. This is more or less on par with Electric Blue. You know, it's not really that bright, but it should stand out here. Let's see. Are we going to have to go with Void Shield Blue? Yeah. Yeah, Thousand Suns Blue. Not bright enough. Oh, excuse me. It's okay. Void Shield Blue to the rescue. It's always the Void Shield, man. It's a great blue. It's a great blue. Well, this is funny coming from me. I hate blue. And I knew this episode would probably stretch over an hour. I mean, it's chaos. Whew. It's chaos, and I feel like we're running slow. And I'm still supposed to do lightning effect. And I feel like there's something when it comes to Night Lords that I would say for most painters out there, you don't have to do the lightning if you're just not comfortable with it, or you're like, dude, I don't think I could pull it off or anything. It's fine. We're gonna see the Midnight Blue. We're gonna see the Night Lord logo. Like, we're gonna see enough of it. We know it's a Night Lord. We're not going to judge you per se. I'm sure there'll be people out there be like, huh, Night Lords with no lightning, huh? Well. And if that dude is serious, well, you could tell him that the trooper said, man, fuck you. Because even I do not like doing the lightning. I don't. Ugh. Alright, thank God that came off. But yeah, I don't like doing the lightning. Because I don't feel like I'm that good at it. And that's coming from a professional here. I'm pretty practiced. Fairly. I even have a cheat sheet somewhere over here, right here. It's faded, but it's there. You know, I wouldn't care how practiced somebody is. If you don't like something, you don't like it. And I can tell you that I do not like doing the lightning. I just really, really don't. And I would use this electric blue, or sorry, the void shield blue. And then you could just go over that with either matte white or mummy robes, the off-white. Like they say to do. For the lightning, you want a little bit of a two-tone in there. Having the glow will help, apparently. Speaking of glow, we never did do the eyes. We never did the eye lenses, so I'm going to get my Bal Red back out because that's a nice vibrant red. The eyes are not popping all that white, but that's okay. That is okay. There we go. They just need to be red enough. You do not have to go crazy with it if you do not wish. Which tonight, we certainly do not wish. But I am going to go with the electric blue. Just to show a little bit of variation of the coloring. And I don't really want to go with this brush. You know what? Fine. We'll use the other brush. This brush I don't use much. It's still pretty new and sharp, as you can see. But it's that weird oh, it's the new brush. You know, you haven't broken it in per se. Painting with it is I don't know, I'm trying. Talking and doing lightning is always a bit tricky to me. Excuse you. Damn fly. I will deal with you later, fly. One of the things is to try to not make your lightning look so quote-unquote planned. And what I mean by that is to have it look a little random, so it's a little more natural. Which I know is easier said than done. I get that. None of you have to get mad at me for that kind of dumb shit that I just said. It's just trying to do this sometimes really does make you make you a little crazy. It really, really does. Drives me nuts, man. Trying to get this stuff because you want it to be done right. You want it to look good. Of course, you want it to look good. Because if it doesn't look good, it can really make or break your model, I think. when you don't get the lightning just how you want it, it really could make or break your model. And that can be heartbreaking. Especially if you were doing so well on a model and then you got to the lightning and then you went, ah, damn it. All right. I think we've gotten what we can from this. So what we're going to do now is get a little bit of the white out. This is the part that is going to make me very nervous. Because now we're doing the white, and it needs to be even sharper than the blue. And that's where shit really gets it really gets stressful. It gets really, really stressful. So I'm like trying to get some of the I don't want too much of the white on the brush, but then if I get too much off of the brush, it just won't transfer to the model. And they say to sure like trace what you're doing, but make sure you hit some of the more important, quote unquote, parts of it. I can't remember if it's more of the intersections, but I think as long as it just kind of goes along your outline a bit. Ugh. Shit is driving me nuts, man. It's driving me nuts. Like I said, it's not going to come out. I feel like it's not going to come out ever how you exactly plan it. So you just kind of go with it if you can. I can understand if you just can't handle that. And I'm not saying like skill wise, if the frustration is just there and it's too much to deal with and you're just like, ah, fuck this. Like, yeah, I get that. Because this is already really, really tweaking me. Because I'm really trying here. I don't like putting paint on my nails either. But I needed it to get a little sharper than that. I think that's just where we have to leave it. There's enough there. There's enough there. Oh, I forgot about the helmet. All right. So we have one more stressful part. I think we can do this together if we just chant together. Ooh, cocksucker, mongrel fuck, licking shit, motherfucker, cock. All right. Whew. Now that, my friends, was fucking stressful. Whew. Okay. now I'm wheezing from that. Jesus. All right. What we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and glue a couple of these pieces on there because, my God, I think we're done with that. We still have some transfers. I don't need the Night Lord transfer anymore because I chose the other piece, and I did that after. Oh, whoa. Okay. My God. Like I said, fucking stressful, man. Fucking stressful. And I forgot this was a new tube of super glue, so shit just came rocketing out there. That was why I panicked the way I did. I was like, oh shit. Get that to set in. Whew. I'm liking that. That's very Night Lordy. Night Lordy. I don't know if that's a term. It is now. I feel like everybody does that. You know, that's not very Slaneshi. That's not very corny. I wonder if people ever really do that, or if they just really fucking hate people who do that. Trying to get that one eye down the sight. Trying to get the one eye down the sight. Not have his whole head turned. So when you have the gun here, I try not to have the whole head turned exactly the same. Just a little bit off. That way it really looks like he is aiming with that one eye. What also could help is if you like cock the head, but it's too late for that now. That head is going to set with that super glue. I can guarantee you now. Oh my God. All right. Now we can just jump over to the transfers and just be fucking done with it. Whew. It is hot in here, man. It is super hot. Let's get out the microsol. It's been 1 hour and 7 minutes so far. I don't have to do this on camera, but I might as well just keep hanging out with you guys. What is this? Oh, the red hand. The red hand was supposed to go on the knee, but the knee is now that color. So that's okay. We have an 8 logo for the belt. And we have a gold skull or a bronze skull for the shield plate right there, just to give him something. We don't have to put anything on the knee, but I don't know, the knee looks blank now. So what are we going to do on the knee? I could put a Chaos Star just for shits and giggles. Give people something to look at. I don't know. And honestly, we don't have to put anything. You really don't have to. So if I think of something, I'll throw it on there. If not, well, who cares? Ugh. My nose. I feel like that SpongeBob character in a way. My leg! I'm like, my nose! Alright. Roman numeral 8 for the 8th Legion. Now you see, even that could go on the knee. But I wanted it right there on his belt. It's a nice spot. And then, of course, we're going to go right here with that skull. And I got this skull from the not the Black Legion, the Red Corsairs. Yeah. It's a nice little evil-looking skull. There we go. All right. My God. Seriously, I apologize to everyone. Again, I know it's not my fault, and that's no reason to be fucking apologizing for something like this, but for all the snottiness that's been today. Dude, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, but I had to get it done. YouTube is pretty unforgiving to those who do not produce. So I had to produce something. But the Night Lord is basically done. All I gotta do is wait for some stuff to dry. Well, go figure. Sorry, the shoulder is not exactly done. But still, all we gotta really do is wait for some stuff to dry. Then I can add Nuln Oil and some shade oil to the... Oh, excuse me. To the base there and the rest of the model. And really, really have this guy wrapped up nice for you. So that means Trooper 6 is going to be up for a few more hours because I have to let things dry. But don't you worry, folks. We'll be good. And honestly, we're probably just going to play some Fallout. Because why not? We're playing that again. Fallout 4. Shout out to anybody who's playing Fallout 4. Haha. But anyway, I will see you guys on the next round. I want to say for the next round, why don't we keep things interesting? Maybe we'll throw in some Final Fantasy 9. Maybe some Final Fantasy 10. I don't know. Or maybe we'll just go with Battletech. Or maybe it'll be more 40k. If you guys want to throw in your 2 cents before it happens, by all means, you have until next Thursday. And I want to say until next Wednesday, because I need time to get something set up. But either way, I will see you guys on the next round. Please stay happy. Please stay healthy. You know, I really should have done a Nurgle, some kind of Plague Marine for this. But either way, I'll see you guys in the next round. Peace!